Well, my fellow Rotorheads, 2024 has been an interesting year, hasn't it? We've had an election. I've gotten to meet and gotten to know Mr. D. And at 60, I've had the privilege of experiencing an exceptional wild ride, multiple times. I have to give the man, Mr. D, a lot of credit. Pressing my luck on a recent visit to Las Vegas, I called around asking if there'd be any chance a YouTuber sim pilot could be allowed to put his hands on the controls of a 206. I got the response I expected from Mr. D when I first called him: laughter and dismissal. It turns out what happens in Vegas doesn't even necessarily happen in Vegas. But to Mr. D's credit, he agreed to let me do it, which makes him arguably crazier than me, and I'm grateful for that and for his friendship. 2024, however, wasn't so kind to Microsoft, which has faced enormous criticism for the release of their latest flight sim, having failed to live up to its billing and expectations. I was really looking forward to it, and now it looks like I'll have to wait till things get sorted out. It feels to me that what Flight Sim 2024 does offer can essentially be had in 2020 for less cost through the use of cheap and free mods. There's lots to choose from, as I'm sure you know. A few of the ones that really stand out to me, I'm highlighting in this video. Now, I'm not going to go into extensive detail about these 2020 add-ons. I just want to touch on them and point out that they do exist and can extend the usefulness of 2020 until 2024 becomes useful and reliable. All the links are included below. I recently acquired the Llama with the spray kit and a companion spray scenery mod, which is sure to induce nausea between insecticide reloads, if that's your thing. For mission-oriented play, HPG offers lots of options with their 145. Things like logging, putting out forest fires, search and rescue, medevac, and even tours. There's a map enhancement tool I'm sure you guys know about that will provide the option of using something other than Bing Maps as the scenery base. If you bought all of the stuff you have to pay for, it's about on par with the premium edition of 2024, and it doesn't crash, and in many aspects looks and works better. I held off on getting sim effects because I thought, what's the point? 2024 will include all that in the package price, and it sort of does. And I don't have video evidence to include here, but SimFX does an amazing job where 2024's version looks appalling and lame from what I've seen. Multiple times a day during that recent Vegas trip, I watched a string of tour helicopters leave McCarran Airport for the Grand Canyon. I didn't take the tour myself, but I thought how cool it would be to do so. They follow each other on the same flight path. Maybe for safety? I don't know, but it's a formation flight of sorts, and then they gather at some designated spot. And I thought, hey, that's a feature 2020 does offer, and I've never really taken advantage of that. I tried it out with one of my followers, and it adds a whole new dimension to the sim, a sense of purpose and community. And I'd like to do that with you guys, my nearly 900 followers. Some of you may feel your skills are not ready for it, some are. I've seen video of this kind of thing, and it's generally not super well organized. A mosquito cloud of helicopters kind of drifting around with a general direction loosely applied. But I like to organize regular trips to various places. So if you don't already know, I'm going to show you how to make your 2020 sim group flight ready. As you can see from all the nameplates floating around, so that we can see and distinguish each other, you need to go into the traffic settings under General Options to turn the nameplates on and the aircraft traffic type to real-time online. Second item, everyone in a group flight needs to be on the same server. Pilots on different servers can't see each other. Go to your gamer tag in the upper right, and for our purposes we'll be using the East USA server. Third item, when you go to load in your starting location, click on Flight Conditions, and under Multiplayer, select All Players. That will allow all of us to join in around the world, but fly in our own group preferred time and weather conditions. Also change air traffic to live traffic. For those of you who are a little unsteady at the cyclic, you'll probably want to consider going back under General Options to the flight model, setting it to Legacy and Crash Realism to 0, so if you crash you won't have to restart and catch up with the group. Unfortunately, there's an ongoing problem called model matching, where if you're flying an aircraft someone else doesn't have in their hangar, They can't see you, or you're replaced with a completely different and inappropriate kind of aircraft. Even non-common liveries can cause you not to be seen. So either everyone in the group flight has to have the same group of aircraft and liveries, or we have to choose Microsoft stock choppers like the Cabri and the 407. I didn't used to be a fan of the 407, but the Sim Focus mod I mentioned in an earlier video makes it much more realistic. If choppers are a challenge for you, I wouldn't recommend getting that mod because it makes it far more twitchy and unstable. I don't know either way if using that mod makes you invisible to others or not, but it's worth trying it to see. I'm going to arrange a group flight in a couple of weeks, probably that Las Vegas tour. So get acquainted with the changes and settings, and I'll announce the group flight time and date in a little bit. I look forward to flying with you guys. Until then, may the feeling of that rotor wash over you.
Huh? Yeah, boy! Yeah, boy!